this point. And I'm about to get on my bike and ride off into the dark to go home, right? And I'm starting to have some doubts.
Yeah, everyone's bringing it up.
Yes. And the TA says, why don't you put your bike in my car and I'll give you a ride home.
Oh, man, she's so good.
And I'm thinking at this point, hell yes, right? I am not getting out. I'm just going to do this. It's safer. Go in pairs. It's going to be great. We get to my house.
You're so sweet.
She pulls into the driveway. She turns the car off and pulls the key out, and I think she's gonna help me get the bike out. I like her, right? This woman is nice. She closes her door, and instead of even looking at me, she goes to the front door of my house, where I am living with, seriously, 2 people I should not live with as a freshman. At a place where I already hate because it's not Princeton. I'm living with a guy who's about to be a medical doctor.
Like about to be right
like
away?
A graduate student
Whoa.
working on his medical degree. And another guy who's already gone on missions all over the world for his church and is finally coming back to get his geophysics degree, and they're both about 25 years old.
I don't know, that sounds like good people for you to live with, really.
I have nobody.
I mean,
nothing.
yes, but not for college experience.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Exactly. This is my first year. I don't want this.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are super uptight. They go to bed at like 10 o'clock. You know, this is not a place. Anyway.
That's so funny. I want to live with them now.
Right. Yes. Now.
Sure.
Now
they're going to pay their rent on time.
That's exactly. Yes, exactly.
These are the 25-year-olds you're looking for.
Yes. I see her going into the house. She doesn't knock on the door.
What?
She turns the knob to see if it's open. It is. So she walks in. I am having like a panic attack because I've lived in the South long enough to know you never do that. No matter what, you never do that. I pull the bike out, throw it up against the wall, and run into the house. Now, my roommate, Jay, is an NCAA champion, individual sport star, right? Super physically athletic, about 6'3", blonde hair, gorgeous. I mean, just, he's that guy. He's traveled the whole world, right? He's the guy. The other guy is this little mousy, redheaded, bespeckled guy, right? And he plays the piano, classically plays the piano for concerts, and smokes a pipe. I kid you not. Mm-hmm. So you're yes.
Yeah.
This is these guys. This is not.
Write this down.
My whole college was these guys, by the way.
Seriously.
My college experience was those guys. Those guys and the guys who play Magic all the time with the long hair and the glasses who can tell you everything about philosophy. So that
I found those guys. I like those guys. But these 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like them. I don't have anything in common with them. Right? There's no relationship for me with these guys.
Yeah.
I hate this place. I hate living with these guys. This is just a bad situation.
Yeah.
She's like heightening the shit out of it by walking in the door. So by the time I get in there, Jay, the handsome, burly, good-looking guy, looks at her like, who the hell are you? He doesn't say it.
Yeah.
And he just looks at her and he turns off the TV, which you had to reach up and do back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, Rusty, the doctor-to-be, comes running out. And he looks at her and he goes, Lucy, are you here for your toxicology notes for the class you missed yesterday? And I am now standing there closing the door when she says, no, I'm here to help Paul study. Where's his bedroom? You would have thought somebody had kicked Rusty in the stomach.
Oh, no.
Turns out Rusty had a crush on her.
Oh,
man.
Poor Rusty.
And I felt really... Well, I don't know how I felt at this moment, because at this moment, I figured out what was happening.
Yeah.
Right? Like, at this moment, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
So, Jay is just smiling like the Cheshire Cat, right? Like every bad movie you've ever seen of the Cheshire. Like, dude, this is great. I don't know. It's 2 or 3 in the morning. She's getting back in the car. The campus is lit up. It actually looks kind of pretty at night with the lights, and the moon has come up. And I think, well, maybe this place isn't so bad after all.
Every woman in the place throwing themselves at you.
I gotta go back to college. I missed something here.
Well, I don't...
He's 18 in the story.
Yes,
We're never getting this back, man.
I'm working on this.
There's no going back.
I'm like, come on, man.
But I don't think I figured it out.
I can blend in.
I love you, but you're not 18.
You're pretty good looking. Maybe
Not
trim the
18.
beard.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
18.
Trim the beard.
I'll just go pretend to be a TA.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll work.
See, like, so when you started with the story, I could have sworn I heard one of my parents talking about, like, oh, yeah, if you're a woman, you didn't go around the campus without being escorted by a man after dark.
Sure.
Yeah, so I would have been totally on the train, like, oh, now I've heard that thing.
Right.
Gotta do that thing.
Right.
Well, I had two sisters, too, so I was not unaware, and I was molested as a kid. So I mean, it just happened to catch me. I mean, they were saying the right things to get to me,
Right.
and it worked.
Yeah.
And never break up with your TA before the semester's over.
Oh, shit.
Good rule of thumb. Good rule of thumb. Just putting that out there for
So you
anybody
like
listening.
dated, like,
Oh, yeah.
like for real.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Went to parties and stuff.
Wow.
She had to explain to everybody why she was dating an 18-year-old freshman that was in her lab.
Yeah.
So is just no chemistry between you two, or?
Hey.
Good night, everybody.
I think at some point the fact that I was 18 caught up.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
It caught up with me because she was in the
Sure.
same medical program with Rusty. I'm like, oh, yeah. And in hindsight, I totally see it. Like, I was 18.
I loved being an 18-year-old for a while, though. When I was in my 20s living in New York City, I dated young all the time. I would often, my friends, if I dated under 21, which I did all the time, they would be like, Amy, what is wrong with you? He can't even come out with us. And I'd be like, well, it's okay. He's 19, he's not. And they're like, get out of here with your stupid baby boyfriends. And I was like, what? I think they're really nice. I don't know. Your TA and myself liked a younger man.
There you go.
I didn't marry a younger man, but I said I liked him at the time.
I guess the upside is there's probably, 3.5 years where they haven't ever voted, so they have no political opinions at this
Sure.
So you can't
Depends
argue
on what
about
time
that.
of. It depends on when it is. You
Yeah, when
know,
they're 18,
like when the.
Yeah,
That's true.
3.5 years worth of 18-year-olds you can date, Amy. And
Yeah, maybe
no
you time
opinion.
out to. No, I don't know. You know, like
There's
like,
somebody out there that
political
has this
opinions
calendar.
that are like,
They have this calendar. And
yeah, I bet.
right before they ask somebody what they're doing wherever they hang out nowadays. I don't know where kids hang out. They've got that date
Yeah,
like
you're
the
gonna fit
tobacco.
right into the college there, Patrick.
Well, I don't know.
Where are they?
Where's your kids hanging nowadays?
Hey,
Is there a
how's the,
speakeasy around here I can go to? or-
How's the university here? I enjoy this class.
I didn't even fit in with the 18-year-olds when I was 18. I drove a caravan from high school until it was. It was just like I lived in a small town, 30 minutes away from anything, so it was we're going to the movies, everybody piling in the damn van. So it worked out.
You still got
But it
that
definitely
weird German
wasn't-
accent.
Yeah, exactly. But it was in no way like, Patrick's got that nice sports car or anything. I was just like, I was a very practical 18-year-old, or I guess 16-year-old, like, no, you guys don't need to even buy a used car. Just give me the old van that kind of runs, and I'll just have that for forever, and that's fine.
One of my friends
Ruined me.
One of my friends had a 13-passenger van. Then
13?
that we put everyone in and drove around in high school.
I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't look at the new Ford Transit vans for my new car, just because I thought I can fit so many props in here.
So,
There's that.
It didn't work. Your car is tiny. The new
Now
car
it
you
is,
bought,
yeah. But I seriously went and looked at transit vans. Like, look,
you're not going
I'm
to fit half the
35.
props you've
I'm not
made
trying to
in
pick
there.
up ladies in a sports car. Let's be practical about this. I need places to put my magic tricks, and this transit van will work. Like,
That new car you have is not going to fit half the props that both of us have made.
I know, kind of screwed.
I was like, I'm going to have to get a
Screwed.
new car, Patrick.
I've got magic tricks in my house that just won't ever go to a theater again.
Oh, man, no. Don't say that to
Because
me.
they don't fit in this car. They just don't.
Let's convince Wendell to get an SUV. Wendell's our other co-host. It's not here tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he also does the sketch comedy with us, so we could easily be like, hey, carry all this stuff.
Nice.
Drive over to my house. It's 30 minutes away, too.
So you went to college. Did you get so you went to college for 2 years, then you ended up going to...
I went to college for 5 years.
But
80 to 85. I changed my major a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
At what point in this... At 85, you went to...
Army.
Army. Oh, okay, because you hadn't finished. I see, because
Came
of
back
the
in 80
indecision. Okay.
Well,
And all the ladies that were dying.
yeah,
to date.
that was not it at all. I think there was some challenge. I totally got, like, I could do the math, for lack of a better term. I could do the physics, right? But the thought of being in a room all day doing math and physics by myself,
Yeah.
or even working with a team to solve problems, just didn't, because most of that's going to be by yourself sitting. Just didn't do anything for me. And I changed my major to philosophy to piss my parents off. Like, literally, that was what I changed my major to, and it worked. It worked really well. They were like, and after about, I don't know, 3 years of being asked, what the hell are you going to do with that? I changed to business analysis, which was a thing back in the day. That was a term. We just call it-
Statistics.
Yeah. Business account, all of it. You know, you're going to analyze business processes and make them better. I don't know.
I thought that meant you were going to get a degree and be those guys
that makes
from
sense.
Office Space who come in and fire everybody
Yeah.
for efficiency.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
that was your job.
That would have been my job had I pursued this, but almost immediately, I looked at what classes I had to take, and one of them was a speech class. Speech class, whatever. I don't know anything about that. Okay, I'll take it. Class was great. I mean, it was great. It was one of those classes where all the stuff they were talking about interested me. Like, I stayed awake for the classes, was in accounting. So it was really interesting to me. And at some point, the professor looks over and she says, okay, don't forget, starting next Monday, I'll be picking people out of the class to get up and give a 5-minute speech. And my brain is going, I misunderstood this. This cannot be what... Because we had this nice relationship and we were friends and it was going to be okay. And
Sat here, you did
yeah,
that
you
thing.
did this. Everybody's good, right? And I'm learning. I'm liking what I'm learning. And now she's doing this role reversal thing. I'm like, I don't like this shit. So I don't prepare anything. And it's Monday. And I go to class. And it was the most excruciating 49 minutes of my life. Because I kept waiting for her to point at me. And I had nothing prepared. And when I got out of that class, I went, this will not happen on Wednesday. Because I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Like, at any minute, this was going to happen, and I was not prepared. So I went home, I looked at all the... Because it was something you were an expert on. You were supposed to write on expert on. I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
Right? Let me teach you guys some physics. It's going to be great. Let me teach you about philosophy. It'll be great. You'll love it. Right? So I'm like, no, this is not going to work. I went home and looked at my bookshelf. And I looked at all the D&D books. And I thought, nope, that will nerd me beyond belief. And I...
Oh, yeah, it's not now. Now I was like, yeah, you can totally
oh,
do
no,
that
it's
right
in
now.
vogue now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Then
Right.
it would have been social suicide.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of books by a guy named Leo Biscaglia. And he was called The Hug Doctor. Right, The Hug Doctor. And he talked about why we needed more hugs in our life and why touch was important. Just all the things. Like, all the things I liked. And I said, okay, I can talk on this for 5 minutes without looking like an idiot. And I finished the speech, and I thought, I hit all the points. I'm good. And then I told him, just as kind of like a stretch goal, hey, why don't you guys all stand up, find somebody, and just hug each other. Now, I thought this was a stupid thing, kind of as a joke to end it. And then every one of them got up, including the teacher, the professor, and they found somebody in the room, and they hugged them. And I went, why are they doing this? No, really, I mean, I was just... my brain was like, this should not be happening right now. So class ends, I find the teacher, I follow her to her office. I'm like, why did they do that? Why, when I told them to get up and hug each other, did they do that? And she goes, well, you were the authority figure in the moment. You were responsible for the class, therefore they followed your instruction. I'm like, no. You know I'm not the authority figure. You did it. And she goes, yeah, because you told me to. I'm like, nope. I changed my major that day. I had... What do you go to college for? You go to college to find out something. I wanted to know the answer to this. I got my undergraduate degree after I got out of the Army. I went on to get my master's degree. I still can't answer this question. I cannot explain to you why somebody like Donald Trump can get in front of people and he can tell them to do stuff and people will blindly listen to him. I can't say that for Obama either. I don't know why people do it. And it breaks my brain because when I do it, I just look at them like, why are you listening to me? What is wrong? You guys have your own brains. You can free will. You don't have to listen to what I say. But I don't know. It's just